Now, my scientific speculation is maybe there could be another universe or something. Um, Again, if you're not into science, just skip this video, don't watch it. But if you are, this might be something worth investigating. Maybe not. I've just been thinking about this for a while now, and I want to tell you something. Science, because it is the topic of science. My scientific speculation is, what if our lives were a game? Now, hear me out before I start getting negative comments and saying, oh, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. This is a science topic, so I'm not expecting anyone who's not a science fan and be like, okay, I'm not into science, you're talking crazy. This is for people who are into science, so if you're not into science, just skip this video. But my speculation about this scientific speculation that I've just discovered is, what if our lives were a game? Now, have you ever wondered if there's another universe watching us the same way we watch characters in video games? In any game, the characters don't know we exist, do we? Because obviously it's a fictional world, and it's created by other game companies. But if you were to like really deep think on these characters, like say Red Dead Redemption 2 Arthur Morgan, for example, and you just dive into that world that Rockstar has created. Now, I'm gonna get onto that for a minute after. Sorry, I struggle with my words, my communication. Excuse me. What is the same way we watch in video? In any game, in any game, the characters don't know we exist. They just live their story, right? Like Arthur Morgan with the money situation with Dutch, and then obviously, the gang falls apart. Spoilers, spoilers, and then epilogue takes place. You get to experience John's perspective on the Red Dead Redemption world. Then Red Dead 1 takes place. You start off as John, end as Jack. Spoilers. Um, what if that's us too? Now, significantly, or scientifically, I should say, it's not crazy because, just hear me out. Again, this is a scientist video. This is a scientist video. I'm not expecting you to be like, oh, this is for people who are into science. So if you're not into science, skip this video. This is for people who are into science. Now, scientifically, it's not crazy because there are real theories suggesting that we might be living in a simulation where it could be another world or another universe. There could be infinite universes. Each universe has different main characters living different stories. We all have our own perspective on life. Our lives might be something another world studies or learns from. I mean, think about it. Like I said, Arthur Morgan, for example, from Red Dead Redemption 2, doesn't know. I know he's a fictional character and everything, but and I know that he's not real, and Rockstar Games have created him for entertainment, blah blah blah. I'm aware of this. Again, this is a science video for scientists. I'm not again. If you're not into science, don't listen to this video. Ignore this video. This is a scientific video. I'm going to put hashtag science in the comments in the video label description, because this is a science video, not a fun crazy video. This is a science video. So if you're a scientist or you're into science or whatever, I beg you to listen. Now, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2 doesn't know there are edits about him on social media, like in this day and age, right? But we do, like on social media, you see edits of Arthur Morgan of a lot of games, GTA, God of War, Mortal Kombat, all these games that have been created by the game companies, right? So in another universe slash reality, some random folks might be watching us and be like, like maybe in another universe, they could be making edits of us. So in a way, you're not alone, really. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it fully. I've just got this from my mind and I wrote this down. So I'm just copying my thoughts here. Like I'm reflecting on it at the same time. Like again, I struggle with my communication. I'm sorry with the words. I struggle to get them out. But but I think in some ways, I mean, this could be. One second. So yeah, it's just something. It's just random science speculation, right? Some random folks might be watching us, learning from our world and editing our story. Maybe after we all die, like if I die, for example, my game is going to come out. My life is gonna, be a game, and go and it's gonna release in another universe, in another world, and people are gonna play that game. They're going to experience my perspective on this world, right? Because we all have different opinions to everything. We all have different perspective on worlds. No one is the same. I wish they were, but they ain't. There's mean people. I don't know why. Just is. But we all have a different perspective on this world. Some people think this is a happy world, negative world. I don't know. We all have different. We all have different ways of coping, I guess, of living life, right? So when I die and my game transforms into another universe, they're going to experience what I did from growing up. So like chapter one, childhood trauma, chapter two, managing my own perceptions, chapter three, I think I posted it something. Chapter three, work slash college, chapter four, finding love, chapter five, marriage, chapter six, me and my wife's redemption, and then I think in the epilogue, my future kids grow up. I think I posted it on my TikTok or something. If my life was a game, and this is what it's kind of relating to in a way. So just hear me out for a minute. So, maybe after we all die, our game gets released in another universe. Maybe someone will pick up a controller and experience our life. After all, we are all the main characters of our own life, right? You know? And, it's just science, right? I'm not saying this is true. I'm not saying it's not. I guess if I was a scientist, I'm just following my research. I'm following the path. I mean, that's like saying Loch Ness monsters exist, or the or the ghosts exist. I'm not saying that. This is the thing. What people seem to be confused about is that people think that what I'm saying, or what most scientists think, is crazy. But the facts are there. The theories are there. Like if you keep going on the track of your research, you keep investigating that research. Eventually, there's gonna be a result. Something's gonna come out. It might be. I'm not saying there's aliens. I'm not saying I'm not saying aliens exist. I'm just saying if you follow your research, and again, this is a science video. If you follow your research into science and you investigate your research and you translate it into some sort of information, then possibly you're going to get results. The study's shown that, I mean, why do you think science exists? It's not there for fun. It's there to observe how this world processes, maybe discover secrets of this world. You know how Rockstar hides secrets in the Red Dead Redemption 2 world? Well, it's just the exact same as science, but in the reality, in this world, people are discovering secrets like, okay, maybe this is why this world operates this way, because obviously with Red Dead Redemption 2, it's a fictional world, isn't it? Because it's a game, it's a fictional world, like none of it's real. But if our real lives were a game in another universe, like I'm just speculating here. I might not be explaining this right. I may not be explaining this right, but my life right now, and let's say I die tomorrow, for example, my game is going to release in another world, and there's going to be edits about me, blah blah blah. You know how we see edits of like games, famous people, all these things, and we see a lot of like edits online now. I'm just speculating, sorry. It could be the same thing in another universe. If you are a scientist and you follow the facts and you follow your research, the information that the world gives you from science research, from the scientist, you keep going, then eventually you're going to get a result. Whether it's positive or negative, the results are there, the facts are there, the research is there. That when you enter the science world, even if you're studying science at college, you're going to find a lot of things like aliens are not real, or they are, or books are this, that, and the other, or there's humans that are blah, blah, blah. You're going to find this in college because it's a useful tool. Science is like one of these topics that you want to explore. You want to know why this world is like this, and you want to try and find a way to make sure like there's world peace, I guess. Like maybe like back in the 1800s, I'd say there was nothing back there, was there? But now in the 2000s, we've got technology that's adapting. We've got AI. All these things. The world is evolving very quickly, in my opinion, than us humans. And us humans are forced to take one day at a time. So if you are following the science, the research of science, and you follow the path, research, then eventually you're going to get a result. I might not be explaining this right, and I do apologize. I'm not a scientist, but I guess I'm learning, you know. I'm just speculating. I'm learning about it. I thought I'd pick up science in my free time. Why not? I mean, I exercise, I read, I do most things myself. But I thought science is one of them topics that's rarely spoken about, you know? So if you are into science, or you're taking a science class or a science course in college, or you're a scientist watching this, I'd say pick up what I've just said. If you can. Anyway, I know I talk a little bit fast. I do apologize. But if you can pick up what I've just said, I think I'm onto something. And if you're not a scientist and you don't and you think this is bullcrap, pardon my language, then skip this video. Again, this video is for science people. It's for people who are into science. It's not for people. If you are not into science, ignore this video. Ignore me. This is for people who are into science. And I think I'm onto something here. Like, all seriousness, right now, I've got my hands up. I think I'm onto something. But I'm going to let the scientists, or the people who want to be scientists, I'm going to let the comments decide. But yeah, I think I might be onto something. Maybe not, but it's always good to try something. I always say you can't live life without trying. You have to try something. Even if you don't like it, you have to try something. You cannot live life without trying.